In May 2004, a total of 3 dark green Kenneth Cole suitcases were found washed up on the shore of Virginia Beach, Virginia. The first suitcase spotted contained 2 severed legs. Upon this horrifying discovery, a murder investigation was initiated. After 6 days, the second suitcase was seen afloat in the center of the bay. Inside this one was a much more gruesome sighting, a decapitated head that had 2 bullet wounds, along with a torso. The final and smallest suitcase was soon recovered on the beach 5 days later, which contained 2 arms. Investigators conducted a facial reconstruction of the head and matched it with a man by the name of Bill McGuire, who was a former USN and currently a computer programmer who lived 300 miles away in Woodbridge, New Jersey. As with most murder cases, one of the first people typically looked at are the spouses. In this case, Bill's wife, Melanie McGuire, became a prime suspect. At the time, she was working as a nurse in a fertility clinic. During their investigation, unshockingly to them, they had gathered a lot of suspicious activity on Melanie's end. Just 1 month before the suitcases were found, she had bought a .38 caliber with wad cutter bullets, specific types of bullets that were also used to shoot Bill's body multiple times. What they also discovered was that the bags, suitcases, sofa fibers, and towels found along Bill's body matched the ones from Melanie's house, as well as her workplace. Additionally, they found a video of Melanie maneuvering Bill's car in a hotel parking lot on April 30. Looking further, they also found out that she had an affair with a coworker whilst all of this. But perhaps the most compelling evidence they had against her was an Easy Pass tag, which was being recorded as she crossed the toll booth in Delaware, along with phone call history of her and supposedly her stepfather calling Easy Pass in a failed effort to remove a charge amounting to 90 cents. Given all this tangible evidence, they arrested Melanie at her new home in June 2005 and charged her with first-degree murder. 3 years after the crime, Melanie's murder trial began in New Brunswick, New Jersey. Prosecutors believe that the entire case transpired as follows. On April 28, Melanie killed Bill by first drugging him with a drug from her workplace. Then she used the sofa to act as a makeshift silencer by placing it over his body and using the .38 caliber she bought on April 26 to shoot him up multiple times. Subsequently, she started to dismember his body and placed it into 3 different suitcases, finally driving out of the state to discard his remains in Virginia. They said that she then moved Bill's car so that it appeared that Bill was still alive. They contended that she did all of this so that she can start a new life with her new lover. Melanie's rebuttals to the evidence are simply outrageous, from an outsider's perspective at least. To explain the video of her moving Bill's car, she said that she was moving it as a prank, even though he supposedly was abusing her. But then she tried to save face and said whenever the two of them would get angry with each other, they would move each other's cars. To explain the Delaware toll booth record, she said she drove there to do furniture shopping because there was no sales tax there. She then insinuated something even more baffling. She said that her husband was largely in debt and that it is likely that some Atlantic mobsters came after him and killed him because he owed them money. No one fell for this account, and on April 23, 2007, Melanie was found guilty and faced several charges along with first-degree murder. She was also charged with perjury, desecration of human remains, and using a weapon in an unlawful way. She was sentenced to the maximum penalty, specifically to life in prison, which in New Jersey is a 75-year term, along with 2.5 additional years due to the perjury charges. The judge who sentenced her described Melanie as a selfish and insensitive individual, stating, quote, "The depravity of murder simply shocks the conscience of this court. One who callously destroys a family to accomplish her own selfish ends must face the most severe consequences that the law can provide." End quote. I think the judge put it perfectly, because not only did she disrespect her husband by painting him as this abuser and gambler, she also clearly did not think things through after literally chopping him up into pieces. I mean, the two of them had 2 little boys together, and now they don't have their dad anymore, all because she wanted to be with her coworker. It's rather eerie looking at their photos together, how happy and full of life Bill looked with her. All the while, she was planning to just obliterate him from the face of this earth. To this day, Melanie still claims she's innocent, even reaching out to podcasts and conducting ABC News interviews. She's now hoping that a podcast called Direct Appeal, hosted by university professors, can help exonerate her and bring to light that there was in fact evidence from the case that wasn't looked at close enough. Such a point she brings up is that she bought the gun for Bill because of a previous felony conviction he had, which prevented him from buying it himself. In her defense, she said that a former colleague of Bill's named George Lowry wanted to testify during trial that Bill spoke to him personally, saying that he wanted a gun but couldn't get it on his own, which is why he wanted his wife to get it for him. She then said that when Bill left, he took the gun and that somebody else retrieved the gun from him and shot him to death. What do you guys think about this account? While this does appear to be a valid point that should have been brought up in trial, that still doesn't explain the drugs in Bill's system or the sofa fibers and towel found in the suitcase that matches Melanie's house and her workplace. These drugs were believed to be administered using a syringe and a prescription that Melanie obtained fraudulently from her workplace. Do you guys believe her claims of innocence? I personally don't, because the evidence is just too compelling against her. I mean, her clinical background and direct access to drugs is pivotal to point out in such a case like this. Plus, her face just screams guilty. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I look forward to reading your thoughts and opinions, and please remember to like, share, and subscribe for more interesting content.